President Mahmoud, this must be a great day for you and a great day for Somalia, because the United States has just restored full diplomatic relations and recognized you as the legitimate president and the Somali government for the first time in nearly 20 years. What will it mean for your country?
It means a lot. The recognition from the United States government will help my country open many doors, like having an international recognition is a prerequisite for returning to the international financing institutions, going back to a number of other international institutions. So this is a bold step taken towards normalizing the Somalia in the world community relationship.
Let me ask you about the issue of militants and Al-Qaeda related militants, not just Al-Shabaab in Somalia, but as you know, across North Africa as well. The latest news about militants who have taken hostages in Algeria at an oil facility, BP facilities. How dangerous is the threat of these militants to your region right now?
Particularly Al-Shabaab is the center of the militants in the Horn of Africa region, and Al-Shabaab now is not in good shape, and it's on the run, and this command and control has been destroyed, and I think we are in the decline, while in many other parts of Africa it's on the rise. So this is good news for us that we are facing the decline of the militants, but we are very sorry that many other African brothers and sisters are facing the same challenges we faced a decade ago. But we don't believe that Shabaab is today capable of defeating or resisting such a man, because you know the Somalia and Amisom troops, they don't have the necessary equipment even in terms of military, and they defeated Shabaab without having helicopter gunships or jet fighters.
You say that Shabaab is no longer as serious a threat and it's on the run. You yourself, one of the first acts as president was actually to survive an assassination attempt. Are you afraid for your life? And do you believe that you can succeed where others have failed?
You know, Christian, the Shabaab phenomena was there when I was running for the presidency, and I was aware that my life will go into a danger in leading this nation, and I decided to do the work. And when they first attacked, I was there only 2 days, and I know the risk is involved, but I do believe that I'm not more important than the many Somalis, that innocent Somalis that have been killed in the past by this Al-Shabaab. And at the end, someone has to stand up, and I'm very glad to be that someone today. And I do have the belief that we can defend them, and we proved that so far.
Are you concerned that even though Al-Shabaab is on the run, the sort of links between all these various Al-Qaeda-linked groups could influence Al-Shabaab again?
Yes, there has always been, and there has been link, and Shabaab was one of the first foothold for Al-Qaeda in the African continent. And I do believe that there is a network that links all of them. When Shabaab was weakened in Somalia, then only is when this Mali and other areas and maybe more countries, the extremists are emerging. So I believe that there are links between them and bigger links to the Al-Qaeda in general.
Now, apart from Al-Shabaab and terrorism and the security threat that Somalia has endured for so long, it also has been a classic failed state in all sorts of other ways. Infrastructure, the economy. I mean, my reports from 20 years ago are just stunning when I look at them now at the state of disaster Somalia was in. How hard is it going to be to turn the corner, to reintroduce a thriving economy, and to have the kind of basic infrastructure that a country needs?
You know, there is no one single country in the world who went into a state collapse and who came back by its own. we need the support of the international community to come back. In another sense, Somalia is an exception because there is no one country in the world that has endured for more than 2 decades of a state collapse. If we try alone, maybe we can do it, but it will take long years. And if things prolong it, there is the probability of relapsing Somalia back to the conflict increases, that chance increases. So it's one of the reasons why we are here, one of the reasons why I will be going to many parts of the world to get the necessary support for Somalia to recover from the more than 2 decades of the collapse.
Somalis have also been subjected to sustained violence over the last 2+ decades, whether it's kids, whether it's adults, whether it's women particularly. And there are many stories of women who've been raped and who complain that they are not getting that much assistance from the police. What can you do? And is the health and security of women a top priority for you?
It is, as you rightly said, the well-being of women and children are a top priority for us. In Mogadishu now, we have for the first time special forces that go after the rapists against the women and these who abuse the children. And these forces are already in action. They have already arrested a number of well-known rapists, men who already, some of them even within our security forces, some other civilians.
Well, let me just push you on that a little bit, because Human Rights Watch has written about a recent incident in which a journalist was writing about a recent rape and writing that it hadn't been taken care of. And the quote is, "The Somali police are detaining a journalist and harassing a woman who says she was raped while letting those accused of rape run free." This is the author of this Human Rights Watch report. So will you free the journalist who's been trying to publicize this story?
I heard about the journalist, yes, but he's in the police, and the police went and have an arrest warrant from the courts, and they are investigating about it. If he is not guilty of that, he will be released.
When it comes to journalism, you know, it's a barometer of how healthy and how free a society is. And it seems to me weird that the new Somali government would condone the arrest of a journalist who was reporting, after all, on something that you say you want to stop, and that is the attack against women.
The 18 journalists that have been assassinated last year, we are investigating their case newly. We are running after those who killed the journalists, who just tried to harass the journalists, but that does not mean that the journalists are above the law. But this is a case where the test is how the rule of law works in Somalia.
Mr. President, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you very much.